Funny. Now that's funny right there, gang. I ain't gonna even lie to you. That's funny. Question. It's crazy how skill-based matchmaking ruins the game, but yet so addictive. I don't know if I'm more of a fan of Call of Duty anymore or just too weak to let it go. I mean, I've been playing Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2, and yet skill-based matchmaking has ruined my experience in the last couple of years of playing Call of Duty, but yet I can't stop playing it. I mean, I can answer that question quite easily for you, bro. Like on some real stuff, and this may sound crazy. I was thinking about this a couple days ago. Good question, by the way. Very good question. I was thinking about this a couple days ago, and granted, I'm not no big time streamer or anything like that, or whatever the case may be. So just take what I say for food for thought. But yet, just hear my point out, though. When it comes to Call of Duty, and not just Call of Duty, but a lot of practices that game developers are starting to take. App developers been doing this for a minute now. They're starting to take the casino, gambling type of human behavior type of, development, I guess I can say, when it comes to, making an app or making a game or something like that. And y'all probably like, Fly, what is you talking about right here, man? This sounds like some aluminum foil type shit. Hear me out, though. Hear me out. I was watching this video a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, right, on Joe Rogan. And they was talking about how casinos make like real casinos, and they run like experiments. They run like tests on people to figure out like human behavior and stuff like that. What keeps people keep on doing the same action over and over and over with no reveal. You know what I'm saying? And in the video is very fascinating, right? In the video, they made a they was talking about it, but they made a casino on the outskirts of Vegas, and this casino is funded by big Fortune 500 companies, big tech companies, so on and so forth, right? And they made a casino. They allow people to come there and stuff like that, and they run tests on people to figure out patterns and human behaviors and what keep people doing what and stuff like that. And they take those tests that they run and they utilize that in, tech companies when it comes to whatever, when it comes to social media apps, so on and so forth. And I'm sure Activision, they do the same thing, right? And when it comes to the studies and stuff like that, right, they see that people's behavior and actions are very receptive to, flashy lights, things happening, very quickly, very constant, a sense of satisfaction of doing good. You got things popping up on the screen and stuff like that. Like, look, when you play a slot machine, right? You play a slot machine, you got things popping up on the screen, things making noises, colors, and all types of stuff like that. And in your mind, you're thinking that you're doing something good, but in reality, you're not winning nothing. Or you break even, or you win a couple of cents, so on and so forth. What does Call of Duty do? They do the same thing. As you're playing the game and stuff like that, you got things popping up on the screen, making noises, music playing and stuff like that. You're being tricked to think that you're progressing in something when really you're not progressing in nothing. You feel me? Same thing with the casinos where, when somebody, plays a slot machine or whatever the case may be, what is their ultimate goal? To win, right? That's their ultimate goal, to win. To win some type of fortune, a life-changing fortune or $10,000 fortune, whatever that, satisfaction might be, to win something, right? And when you play it, you put your money in and stuff like that with the mindset and the idea that if I play this, I have the opportunity to win it big or win more money that I came in with or something, some type of gratification out of it. It's making noises, is lighting up, is doing this. And in reality, you only won 50 cents. Or in reality, you only won $5. But your mind is being tricked right then and there to, oh snap. Well, if I just won $5, let me try it again. Oh my God, I won another $5. Okay, if I won $10, let me try it again. Okay. I lost $1, but I only lost $1, but I'm still up 9. Let me try it again. And that's where the cycle starts. And it just slowly gets worse and worse over time. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but the more that I think about it with skill-based matchmaking and how everything is laid out in Call of Duty, I know this may sound like some aluminum foil type shit right here, bro, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Activision is one of those Fortune 500 companies that has donated, development, research, putting money into this experiment that they do in Vegas, and I'm sure they do it in other places too as well, where they figure out people's pattern and behavior to try to keep them hooked to it. Because what I just explained to you is no different than from what Call of Duty does. You go to a casino with the hope of winning. You play Call of Duty with the hope of what? Winning, getting a lot of kills, so on and so forth. You got things lighting up, things popping up on the screen, new gun challenge, new headshot, just boom, boom, boom. Like, it's just, you seeing all this stuff just pop. It's just like a slot machine. Call of Duty is literally at this point in time, it's like a slot machine. Play a slot game and see all the things that's popping up on the screen and making it seem like you're doing something good, but in reality, you're not winning nothing. And use that same mindset when you play Call of Duty. It's the same thing. How the hell if I'm going negative in a game, but yet I got things popping up on the screen, awards, accolades, achievements, all this stuff that's popping up on the screen, making noise to the person that's being tricked. You know, you think that you're doing good right there, but in reality, you're not doing nothing. It's no different from a slot machine. It's no different from playing a game in Vegas or playing a slot machine at your local gas station. It's no difference. What Call of Duty is doing is no different in that. Like, it's a very fascinating. Let me see if I can pop this up real quick. It's a very fascinating thing, bro. Like, it's very fascinating, and I feel like everybody should check this out. And when you check this out and really listen to it, you'll be surprised. Like, let me see if I can find this real quick. Like, check this out, y'all. This is gonna blow y'all mind right here.
I live in Las Vegas, which happens to be a good town to think about why the hell can't we moderate, right? Now, when you live there, you see all kinds of wild stuff, right? But to me, what's always been the strangest has been the slot machines. So you've spent time in Vegas.
Yeah.
It's like they're in the casinos, obviously, but they're in the gas stations, the grocery stores, the restaurants, the bars, and the airport. And they're not sitting empty.
Right.
People are playing them around the clock.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the hell is up with that?
Just plays in your dopamine.
Well, and it doesn't make sense because everyone knows the hell.
And that's what it is. Call of Duty plays into your dopamine because when you get that dopamine hit, you get that dopamine hit from accomplishing something. How am I going negative, but I got things popping up on the screen, tricking my mind to thinking that I'm accomplishing something? I'm not accomplishing nothing. I'm not achieving nothing. I'm losing. But I'm getting tricked to believe that I'm doing something good. I may didn't win the game. I may win negative, but I just unlocked this attachment. I just unlocked this daily challenge. I just unlocked it. It's the same concept. Activision is doing the same concept that they do at the casino, that they do for slots. And you wonder why people sit there. Every time you see a slot machine, you never see a slot machine just empty. Somebody is playing it. Call of Duty is doing that same thing. We sit here day after day after day after day complaining about this goddamn game, but what do? We still play it. That's crazy, bro. We sit here complaining about this game 24/7, 365, but yet we still play it. We still give it money. We buy the game. We buy the bundles. We buy the season pass. We still contribute on top of us complaining. Let's listen to what he got to say about this.
house always wins.
Yeah, it's not. It's like a numbing thing. They just sit there and press the buttons and press the buttons and press the buttons and hope they make money.
Yeah. So I just
And just hear what Rogan just said right there. You just press a button. You just press a button to hope to win money. Call of Duty is one of the easiest pickup shooters that you could possibly play. A child can play Call of Duty. It doesn't take a rocket science to play Call of Duty. There's nothing about Call of Duty that's difficult. Especially when you got skill-based matchmaking, aim assist, all these things pretty much carrying you along. There's nothing difficult about Call of Duty when you really think about it. Yes, there's a plateau of good players, average players, and low players. But when you just think about just the ditch of Call of Duty and the fundamentals of Call of Duty and how it operates and mechanics, there's nothing difficult about Call of Duty. You can give a controller to your 2-year-old son, and I bet he can get a kill in that match. There's nothing difficult about Call of Duty. It's the same thing. It's so easy. So when you do good, it's gratifying. So you tell yourself, and you start to get tricked over a time like, this is so easy. I can get 100 kills. I can get 50 kills. Bro, it's just like a casino, dog.
decide, all right, like, I'm going to find out how a slot machine works. Why do people get hooked on slot machines? That's the question. And so I go into journalist mode and I start making calls. Now, the first group of people that I call turns out to be a dead end. So who I call are people who are effectively anti-gambling researchers. Okay, so these are researchers who have a very anti-gambling bent, and they tell me all sorts of sort of strange things. They're like, oh, it's because casinos don't have clocks. They're like,
What'd you just say? Fly is going into deep conspiracy mode. It's not even a conspiracy, bro. Like, when you really sit there and think about it, bro, Call of Duty is doing no different than what he's talking about. They're not doing nothing different. They're doing the exact same thing. And I swear, if a big-time YouTuber was to make this type of content right here, because we're going to make this into a video. If a big-time YouTuber was to make this type of content right here, y'all will all sit there and just blow your mind away and be like, wow, he's right. So the word might not get across with me being a smaller YouTuber and stuff, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist when you just sit back and just analyze what's going on. Y'all got to realize something. When I was in school, bro, I didn't go to college, but I told myself if I was to go to college, I was going to go for sociology. I like, you know, understanding and particulating people's minds and stuff like that and what makes people think. That's one thing that fascinates me. Still to this day, it fascinates me. So I was going to go to school for that, right? When I sit back and just think about certain stuff, and when you really look at the core base of what's going on, it's not hard to see it. It's really not hard to see it. Just listen to what he got to say and just take what he's saying in this video and take it into Call of Duty sense, and you will see that, wow, damn, it is really like that. Why do you think that other shooter games really don't excel that well? But yet it's the same thing. Because they don't got noises, bells, whistles, things popping up on the screen, accomplishments, achievements. They don't got all that stuff popping up on the screen doing all that. Call of Duty got all that going on. That's why Call of Duty is so loved by everybody. And then when other game developers start utilizing those same things that Call of Duty does, then they start to flourish too as well in the FPS shooter genre. Like, it's just common sense, bro. One thing that people got to realize, if you could play on people's minds, bro, you can control anybody. Why? This may sound crazy right here, right? But a book that I read a lot of Hitler books. This I know this sounds crazy, right? But the reason why I read a lot of Hitler books, because once again, I wanted to study for sociology. I wanted to see how can a man that everybody knows that is evil and bad and corrupt be able to rule so many people? Gift of gab, poise, ambition. His whole person, it's just everything about his aura. He was bigger than life. And when you understand that, a lot of things is easy to be like, wow, I can see how people can gravitate to this guy right here. He's polarizing. Like, just like Trump. We know that Trump ain't shit, but he's polarizing. He's polarizing when it comes down to it. He has a mouthpiece, gift of gab. He knows how to talk. God dumb as hell, but he knows how to articulate words in a way to make you believe it. And that's what they do, in a sense.
these myths we've all heard. Casinos don't have clocks. Slot machines only play in the key of C, which relaxes people and relaxes their wallet. Casinos don't have any right angles, and right angles activate the rational part of your brain. And so I go, okay, And then I go to an actual casino, and there's right angles everywhere, right? The screens are right angles. No clocks, but guess who else doesn't have clocks? Like most businesses, right? There's
Right.
not clocks in Costco.
Most restaurants.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not normal to have clocks. And then for the audio, the key of C, I call up a slot machine audio composer. Now, this is a real job you can have in Las Vegas, right? And this guy goes, where the hell do you hear that? He's like, I use all keys. So I realized that the problem that I'm encountering is that I have called people who want us to stop gambling. I need to call people who want us to start gambling, right? I got to follow the money on this. So long story short, I talked to a handful of people in town, and this leads me to this casino on the outskirts of Las Vegas. Now, it's brand new, it's cutting edge, but the catch is that it's not open to the public. So this place is basically a living, breathing casino, but it's used entirely for research on human behavior.
What?
Yeah, so
Really? Who
Yeah.
funds that?
73 different companies. So there's gambling companies that are involved, but also a bunch of big tech companies who are on the Fortune 500.
And I bet money Activision is one of those big Fortune 500 companies that fund this. They fund this and get this information and they embed it into their game. Once again, just look at what's going on here. A game that we complain about over and over every year, we complain about it, but yet we still play it. We still play it. It's no different from what a casino does. I'm sorry, I hate to say this, y'all, but we all have a gambling problem. It may sound far-fetched, but we all got a gambling problem. That's tough! Because we know this game ain't shit. We know that we're getting tricked by an algorithm. We got an algorithm that's sitting here manipulating the outcome of the game. If you're going to win, if you're going to lose, if you're going to go negative, if you're going to go positive, if you're going to break even. But yet we still play it. Simplicity, dog. Simplicity.
So I go there, and it's like I said, it's a legit casino.
How big is it?
It's, I would say, I mean, it's not the size of a normal casino, like a sprawling strip one. It's probably about the size of everything you have here, maybe a little bigger. But they have hotel rooms.
It's like a Walmart.
Yeah.
That big?
Yeah, it's in this big office building, basically. Okay. And they're basically looking at how everything that happens in a casino affects human behavior. So how does room design and the technology we're using in rooms affect behavior? How does betting with, say, an AI bot versus an actual human impact betting? Now, when I'm there, I meet with, to bring it back to slot machines, I meet with a guy who designs slot machines. So the reason that these things are so entrancing to people, it tracks back to this behavior loop that I call the scarcity loop. And this is basically a looping behavior that when people do it, they tend to get hooked on it very easy. So it's got three parts. It's got opportunity, unpredictable rewards, and quick repeatability. So opportunity, you have an opportunity to get something of value. So in the case of a slot machine, it's money, right?
Same thing with Call of Duty. Opportunity. You have an opportunity to win a game. You have an opportunity to go 105, have a 5.0 KD. That's your opportunity. Because it's so easy to pick up Call of Duty. It's so easy to get kills. You got skill-based matchmaking. You got aim assists. The opportunity is there. It's just waiting for you. What's stopping you from getting 100 kills every game? You know the fundamentals. It's an easy game to play. What's stopping you from getting 100 kills per game? The opportunity is there.
2, unpredictable rewards. You know you're going to get the thing of value if you continue the behavior, but you don't know when, and you don't know how valuable it's going to be. So with the
same thing. You know that you're good. You know that you can go positive, but you don't know how positive that you might go. You might go 5-3. You might go 106. You might go 50-20. You just don't know. But you know it's there though, and it's easy to do. It's the same philosophy.
The slot machine game, when those reels are spinning, you could win nothing. You could basically lose your money. You could win a couple dollars, or you could win a life-changing amount of money. There's a fantastic range of things that could happen. And then 3, quick repeatability. You can immediately repeat the behavior. So with slot machines, the average player plays about 16 games a minute. And that's different from all other habits. Like most habits, you don't immediately repeat them.
And that's the same thing with Call of Duty. You can repeat the behavior over and over again very quickly. As soon as you die, boom, you're right back into the game. Boom, you're right back into the action. There's no time loss. It's just boom, boom. Constant action. And people wonder why the spawns are so broken. Because they want you to be in constant action. Why do you think these other games, when it comes to first-person shooters, they really don't do that well over a long period of time? Because it's not constant action. You got a game like Battlefield. Why does that don't do good? Because you're on this big map and you can go 30 seconds to a minute and not see no enemy. It's not constant action. Same thing with Rainbow Six Siege. You can go minutes without seeing nobody. It's not constant action. Call of Duty is constant action. Small maps, unpredictable spawns, people spawning behind you, you spawning behind people to get revenge kill. It's just boom, 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 boom. Constant. You back out of the game, you get back into another game, boom, you're right back into the action. It's the same thing, dog. It's the same thing.
Now, the reason that people are so interested in this, companies, casinos, is because this sort of 3-part system I just laid out, it can get people to repeat a lot of other behaviors too. So it's in social media, it's in sports gambling, it's in dating apps. Even companies like gig work economy companies are using it to get people to work longer hours. It's being leveraged by the financial industry in a lot of personal finance apps, and on and on and on. It's become, it's been embedded in so many of the products, even institutions that influence people's lives, because it is so captivating to us. We tend to get hooked on this 3-part system.
And so when you're talking about like gig economy stuff, like you're talking about like Uber and things along those lines?
Driving for Uber.
And so how do they use that?
So things like unpredictable rewards get put up in front of a driver to get them to drive into an area of town that Uber might want them to be in. There's also
unpredictable rewards. What do you?
Yeah, so like you might get say, oh, if you drive here, like your whatever you'll make X amount more money. Right, and it sort of pops up unpredictably.
Also, they'll
and that's the same thing with Call of Duty. With when I say where you always got these achievements and accolades popping up on your screen every time you get a kill. Half the time you don't even got to get a kill. You can get killed and things will still be popping up on the screen. Rewards and daily achievement accomplished and stuff like that. Unpredictability. You got things popping up on your screen all the time to make you keep on going. You're losing, but your mind is being tricked to think that you're doing something good, because even though I just died right here, I just blew up by an RPG, I still had an achievement pop up on my screen. Oh, snap, let me keep on going. Unpredictable reward. It's crazy, bro. And I know this sounds so like far-fetched. And I know I just went into a deep-ass rant with this shit, bro. But I'm glad that you asked that daggone question right there, bro. That's why we're hooked to Call of Duty, man. Because you have places like this, companies like this, that's funding institutions that run tests on people and utilize those tests that they run on people and put it into their apps, into their games, into their business philosophy or whatever it might be. It's the same thing, bro. It is no different, bro. Call of Duty knows our behavior, knows the average person's behavior, and knows what to do to keep them repeating this behavior over and over and over and over again without even winning nothing. No different from a casino. You're not winning nothing, but yet you still continue to play and play and play and play and play, and you're $10,000 in the hole, but yet you just won $1,000. You're $10,000 in the hole, but you just won $1,000. So you got that gratification that, okay, if I was able to win $1,000, even though I lost $10,000, I can win more. Let me keep on going. And the cycle continues over and over and over and over again. Call of Duty is not doing nothing different. We're not winning nothing. We're losing. We're going negative. We're losing games. But hey, this game right here, you just went 60-10. Even though the last 3 games you went negative, you went 22-24, you went 18-21, you went 17-30. But hey, this game right here, you just went 60-4. You just went 60-12. Keep on playing. You could do it again. And it keeps on repeating itself. Simplicity, dog. Straight simplicity.